What is up, Bitcoin heads in the land of YouTube? In the last video, I left off with this parallel channel talking about the likelihood of this coming up and testing a few more times, maybe once or twice. It doesn't have to do anything, of course, but this is a parallel channel. Something I didn't realize about it before, how long this is going. I'll get to that in a second. But for those of you new folks, this ascending channel is bullish while it's happening. But while I've been looking at Bitcoin closely over the last year and a half or so, these almost always break down. As a matter of fact, I think they always break down. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll kind of do a fake breakout up top like this, and people say, "Oh yeah, it's breaking up," boom, and it'll just come all the way back down like this, boom. It's just a fake out, right? So as far as I know, every time there's been a major parallel channel like this, and this on a daily chart. This is the daily chart. They've always broke down. Now, that doesn't mean this is going to happen. And for the day traders out there, this is a long-term play. This is a 2-month pattern. So sometimes I know it's confusing, particularly if you're watching other videos for trading on YouTube. You know, they might be on the 5-minute chart, right? So I'm specializing here on a daily chart. I start making videos when it starts getting interesting, and this is definitely interesting. So, okay, it was riding this dash line. This daily candle just opened a couple hours ago, and it's a big fat green one so far. And it's looking like it might come up and touch, or maybe tomorrow or the next day. The more times it doesn't, the more times it comes up to the top of this channel, it doesn't get all the way there, right? That's starting to look kind of weak, right? But it's unpredictable. There's nothing really for sure. But what I can say is these, for the most part, as far as I've seen on the daily chart, these have always broke down, even though that sometimes every now and then they will break through the top and do a fakey fake and then come crashing back all the way down through it. So I saw a comment asking me why I think it's going down to 9 or 10. It's that chart, the market cycle. Let's have a look at that market cycle psychology chart real quick. Bitcoin's basically been following this since the middle of 2020, which would be right about through here, right? Leading up to the big hype pump. It's scary. This is the daily chart of Bitcoin I'm referring this to. This is a crypto market cycle, I think from 4 years ago. I'm not sure which crypto it was from or not, but so we're right about here. We're kind of like right here where my cursor's at. See my hand? And I'm expecting a little bit more of a pump, and then it's just it's been following it for 2 years, right? It's almost perfect for 2 years. So why would I think it's going to do anything? Why? Although sometimes I do discover these long-term trends, and then like as soon as I start talking about them, they'll just go and break and do something different. But this is a little different. This is 2 years. It's been following this, and now it doesn't have to follow this. But I do think we're coming up to the panic phase. We're coming into the bottom of the hype cycle, where we should be buying, right? You should be buying in the panic phase, not selling, right? Flip flop your thinking. So sometimes I know people might get confused. They think I'm saying short. When it gets up here, put in a short. Only advice I really give is if you want to buy, get ready to buy like from 20,000 to 10,000, right? Let's reset this chart. I could be totally wrong, so don't blame anyone on YouTube, because if you watch lots of YouTube videos, you'll hear just about anything you want to hear, and you'll hear about anything you don't want to hear. So I've marked out a few of these other parallel channels. I've noticed the data points kind of shift around the older the chart gets, so that they're not as good as they were the days they were happening. It's kind of a strange deal, but let's get away from it. Like here's an example. The all-time high, it broke through the top of that channel. Can you see that up there? I don't want to make this video too long. Boom, broke through the top. As a fakey fake. I knew it was faking. I was talking this like a month in advance. I was telling people this was going to happen, and boom, there it is. And there was lots of news and stuff. There's another one here. Breaks through the top, comes back down, and the last one. There's kind of one in here through here. They're not great. They're not nearly as good as this one here. I don't know if it's because it's fresh data. Like I was saying, some of that data seems to shift. Some of those points, if you go back a year or two, don't seem to don't seem to make the beautiful patterns like this one right here. Oh, I wanted to mention this one's different. The one we're in now is different because the time, right? The time. This one here was like 3 weeks before it broke. I'm not this. My numbers aren't perfect here. My time's not perfect. I'm just giving you the outline, right? January 23rd to, it's like 2 weeks. It broke, fake break out to the top, and then by the time it broke out the bottom, you're talking about February 15th. 3 weeks, right? This last one here was May 11th. That's not perfect, right? June 13th, June 11th. That's a month. That's 4 weeks. This one here, this is kind of why I fired up the video recorder, because this one's getting interesting, folks. Let me zoom in, hit the control button, dude, so you can just stop moving the screen. Okay, this one, look at this. This is a beauty. This one started more or less June 17th, and look at this. We're at August 15th. It'll be 2 months, right? Next 2 candles, 2 months. That's long. So that's interesting. The way day traders would play this would be, right, it comes to the top of the channel, they put in a short. It comes to the bottom of the channel, they buy their short back, and they open a long, right? Long position on the bottom of the channel. Sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here. I mean, there's different ways to play it, right? Like it's kind of like, I don't know. It gets confusing. I see a comment sometimes, like I could be right day trading like 8 times out of 10, right? But some new might come along and, like 1 or 2 times I'm wrong. I mean, they might put a lot of money on it and lose a butt, right? So I don't give out day trading advice, but lots of people, they'll put in like a short right here, right? Like a trader might put in a short right here, and they'll get out of the short here. But other people do it, they won't do anything here, and they'll set a long position here, right? They'll buy here, and then they'll put like a stop loss down here in case it's a real breakdown, so they'll buy here at the bottom of the channel and then ride it up and then sell up here somewhere, right? So there's different things you can do, and there's, if you get into the nitty gritty, there's probably hundreds of thousands of different ways you could do it, and so ultimately it's your responsibility, right? But what I'm thinking here is it's probably going to come up and test near. Maybe it doesn't touch the top, and the more times it can't get to the top of that channel, it's kind of a sign of weakness, and that's kind of what this is right through here. See, it's failing the whole month of August so far, since basically August 1st. It's been on, it came down here, and it hasn't been able to get to the top of that channel like it has been. 1, 2 times, 3 times, close 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times. Counting the wicks, almost 8 wicks up to the top of the channel. And for the last 16 days or so, see how it just kind of feels like weakness, right? Now, let's look at the volume. Interesting thing with the volume. Look at the volume, folks. Let's get a little more. Look at what's the volume doing. Look at the volume. Down, 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 down. Look how small the volume is. So that's kind of lining up, right? Looking like a little weakness. See what I'm saying? Month of August, go straight down. Here's the start of the month of August, August 2nd, basically where it hit that dashed line in the middle there. And ever since then, you can almost draw a line. You can almost draw a channel line, a trend line down the top of those volume, with the exception of one big red one here. So get those things out of the way so you can see what I'm talking about. But see how it's working? The volume's just going down and down and down, essentially since July 28th. And so if a lot of selling starts, that's probably, I don't know. It's starting to look weak, right? It's starting to look weak. So if it breaks down, what would the measured move be? So this channel is let's see, 27,500, 23. This is a $4,000 gap, however you want to term that, from the top of the channel to the bottom of the channel is 4,000. So the textbooks would say, if it breaks out, let's just say it breaks out here at 23,500, the textbooks would say, it's not going to go in a straight line, of course, but 23,000 would be 19,500, right? And this is likely where it would bounce, boom, right? And then I'm looking for boom, right? Boom. I saw the comment, they like my boom, right? And let's see, that market psychology chart shows it coming down to about here, right about 10,000, maybe a wick down to 9,000. 10,000 is likely a nice support area, that ballpark. And this plateau here, don't look at the dates on the bottom. I'm just drawing for fun. Right here would be it's 20,000 right here. Would be like, see this line comes back up here at 20,000 and tests 20,000 for a month or so and then fails. Let's go back and look. This is just what I think is going to happen. Doesn't have to happen, but I'm feeling pretty good about it, folks. I'm feeling pretty good about it. That would be this action here, right? This parallel channel's here. Comes up here. Like, see that big top wick right there? Boom. See that big old wick? That would be busting out the top of that channel, fakey fake, right? All the hype masters, all the hypesters on YouTube, the moon boys, right? There it is. Ha ha ha. No, boom! All the way down like 14, 15,000 just in a matter of days. And then the relief rally. This is why this happened. That happened. It's boom! Right? This is 9, 10,000 ballpark. And then this is what I was just drawing on the chart. This is 20,000, right? It's coming back up to that 20,000 and testing and failing. And here's the doldrums of the panic phase, right? I like this a lot. One thing I was kicking around is maybe this comes up right here. This could still happen, and maybe this comes all the way up here, and it comes up to 55,000, 60,000, right? And it's a triple top, right? It's a left shoulder here. If you look at the green, right, the green left shoulder, this one's taller. This would be the head. I've always been kicking this around. What if that were to happen? Puts in the right shoulder. See my cursor. Puts in the right shoulder, and then boom, down into the panic phase. So I think that's very, very unlikely at this point. Now that this guy has shown up with volume getting weaker and weaker and weaker, these candles one after another, the daily candles, not being able to get to the top of the channel, it signals to me it's feeling weaky. It's because there's really not much selling going on, right? If some buying comes in, it could push it up here. It could do something like this, and then boom, when the big selling comes in, right? Boom. So watch out for that. Or just now, right? Tomorrow it could just come down here, test the bottom again, right? And then come back up here, and we can't get all the way up there, and then mess around. It could do a lot of different things, but I am expecting eventually to break down. And let's see, how many different ways can I say the same thing? The volume's interesting. Look at the volume, folks. Here was the last big push to the top. And here's a decent one here. This was the last big green bar on the volume. Last time it came up to the top of the channel. And since then, see, it's just getting lower every single one, pretty much, except for here. But see that? Lower. And so, yeah. Anyways, I'm liking it. I'm liking this. And, it depends on where it breaks. But the textbooks would say it's a $4,000 move. And then, to here, this ballpark at 19.5, if we were to do it at 23.5, see how it's working? Just the width, the vertical width of the parallel channel. Take it down. Like if it broke out here at 22.5, then it would be 18.5 right here. If it just goes on for another month, right? And we extend this bad boy. Whoops. Extend this bad boy channel. Say it just lollygags around in this channel for another month. I don't know when or how long it's going to be. No one does. But that low volume is indicating weakness. But say it comes up Say it does it way over here, you know, in the middle of September at 25.5, then the measured would be 21.5. Here, see how this working? That's how textbooks do it, and I'm expecting, even if it's not the perfect measured move, I'm expecting it to do something like that and bounce. If you watch my video, and have a nice bounce, and then boom. My gut's just telling me we're probably looking at being right here, right now, and we're looking to the right of my cursor is the next basically 12 months. I would suspect. Right here, here's where I was drawing. I stopped drawing earlier. The 20,000 fail. Boom. Oh, it's a scam. It's illegal. It's going to be banned. The government's going to put you in jail for owning Bitcoin. Oh, it's terrible. Get out. Ha ha ha. 140,000. Right. Next pump, 140,000. So I'm a big fan of dollar cost averaging. That's basically my, if I was going to give out any advice, I would say dollar cost average. Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin goes down. The legitimate altcoins pretty much just follow, right? You know, Bitcoin's the ocean tide, right? It comes in, it goes out. The other legitimate products in crypto follow it for the most part. Not always true, but Neo, Chainlink are the ones I've been buying simply because I think when Bitcoin goes up, Chainlink and Neo will probably go up more. And I like Neo a lot. Neo's kind of the other side of the planet's version of Ethereum. Ethereum's at 2,000. Neo's at $11. So just think about that. And Chainlink, you can now buy Chainlink on Robinhood, so that's cool. That's cool. You can. Robinhood keeps adding cryptos to their site, and they've got a legitimate wallet there now. So back when I started in 2020, I actually used a football betting site. It was the only way I could find a way to own Bitcoin. So I ran my money through that first, and then I was able to transfer it into the, FeeMix and Kraken and those places. So it's developing fast, right? Robinhood, just basically all you need. You can buy Bitcoin straight up just on Robinhood, simple as can be. So it's getting better and better, and every day, folks, it's getting adopted. And if you watch my videos, I like the real products that got their roots down into the computer systems of the planet. And so I just think, if Bitcoin goes up from 10,000, if it goes to 10,000 and it goes up to 140,000, that's 13x your money. I think Chainlink and Neo have the possibility of 20, 30, 40x, right? So that's why I'm buying those. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm just doing analysis on Bitcoin, and I know these other ones will follow for the most part for the foreseeable future. The other ones will just simply follow. And I just think these smaller ones, Chainlink and Neo, will follow, but be bigger gains. So that's the one I'm buying for full transparency. I own Neo. I own Chainlink. Chainlink's my biggest one now, followed by Neo, followed by Ethereum. I just own a tiny bit of Bitcoin. I've got some Ethereum staked from a year and a half ago or so. So those are the four I own. I own a stable coin over on BlockFi before they cut that off. The ones that were grandfathered into BlockFi. I own some stable coin over there. I think I own DAI or Gemini. I think I own Gemini, a stable coin, and it's just gaining interest. So I own 5 cryptos. Those are the 5 I own: Gemini, Bitcoin, Chainlink, Neo, Ethereum. And all right, this video is getting too long. Later. Thanks for watching.